13 things you can't live alone without. After 70. Growing older is like sailing a familiar river whose bends you know by heart, yet whose scenery continues to surprise. By the time you reach 70, you have crossed countless seasons and weathered both calm days and storms. You have stories folded into the creases of your hands, memories stitched into your laugh lines, and a perspective as wide as the horizon. Living alone at this stage is not a sign of loneliness or isolation. It can be a declaration of freedom, a testament to resilience, and a chance to craft life on your own terms. But true independence after 70 is sustained not only by willpower. It rests on quiet essentials, practical supports, and soulful comforts that allow each day to unfold with safety, purpose, and joy. Imagine a morning in a sunlit kitchen. The kettle hums softly. Outside, sparrows scatter across the dew-touched lawn. You pause to feel the warm cup between your palms, the aroma of tea lifting gently, the light shifting on the countertop. This simple scene captures the essence of aging well. Ordinary moments elevated by care and readiness. To live alone after 70 is to know that small things, some tangible, some invisible, can spell the difference between worry and peace. Over the coming hours, we'll travel through 13 of these indispensable companions, not as a checklist of gadgets, but as a map to a life that remains vibrant and whole. The first and perhaps most profound necessity is deep, nourishing companionship, a presence that may take many forms and does not always require another person in the room. Loneliness is not cured by crowds. It is softened by connection, by relationships that affirm your place in the world. After 70, friendships often become more deliberate. You choose quality over quantity. A single friend who listens without judgment can brighten an entire week. Sometimes companionship arrives with 4 paws and a wagging tail. Pets offer more than affection. They provide routine, a reason to rise each morning, a heartbeat echoing through an otherwise quiet home. Scientific studies repeatedly show that meaningful relationships lower blood pressure, reduce stress hormones, and strengthen the immune system. Benefits as powerful as many medicines. Consider Margaret, a 74-year-old retired teacher who lives alone in a small coastal town. Each Thursday evening, she meets a neighbor for a slow walk along the boardwalk. They trade stories about books they're reading and memories of their travels. These walks last less than an hour, yet Margaret describes them as the highlight of her week. "It reminds me I'm part of something larger," she says. Companionship, whether with a lifelong friend, a sibling, a book club, or a loyal dog, becomes a lifeline that keeps the spirit buoyant. Living alone does not mean living apart. It means choosing the relationships that nourish rather than drain, that encourage laughter and honest conversation. Such bonds can be cultivated through community centers, volunteer projects, online interest groups, or simply by reaching out to neighbors with a warm hello. Companionship also involves companionship with yourself. Solitude offers a mirror where you meet the person you have become. After decades of caring for others, children, partners, workplaces, you may discover the quiet joy of your own company. Long walks, journaling, painting at a kitchen table late into the night, these moments of self-companionship feed the soul in ways external relationships cannot. The key is balance, enough inner time to nurture reflection, and enough outward connection to remind you that you belong to a wider circle of life. For those who fear imposing on others, remember that companionship is reciprocal. Your wisdom, your humor, your listening ear are gifts that friends and younger generations treasure. Inviting someone for tea, sharing a recipe, mentoring a student, these acts do not burden. They enrich. After 70, relationships often deepen precisely because they are chosen freely, not out of obligation. Companionship, therefore, stands as the first pillar of living alone with grace. It is not a luxury. It is as essential as sunlight and fresh air. Whether it's the steady presence of a neighbor, the soft purr of a cat, or the quiet contentment of your own heart, companionship ensures that independence never hardens into isolation. Essential 2. Mobility and freedom of movement. Mobility is the quiet foundation beneath every independent life. After 70, it is not merely the ability to walk from room to room, It is the power to move through the world on your own terms, to say yes to a morning market, an afternoon concert, or a simple stroll beneath the trees without hesitation or fear. Freedom of movement is freedom of choice, and that freedom is priceless. Think of movement as a language your body has been speaking since birth. With age, that language can grow softer, but it never has to fall silent. The joints may complain, the muscles may tire, but with care and the right supports, your body can remain eloquent far into the future. Safe, confident mobility begins with awareness, of posture, of balance, of the subtle signals your body sends when it needs attention. It also depends on tools designed not to restrict, but to empower. For some, a well-crafted cane or walking stick becomes an elegant extension of the arm, a partner rather than a burden. Modern designs are light yet sturdy, often adjustable to match your height perfectly. A cane chosen with care, balanced correctly, allows you to walk with dignity and assurance, keeping shoulders square and stride natural. Others may benefit from a rollator, those sleek walkers with built-in seats that invite you to rest whenever you wish. Far from announcing weakness, these aids announce wisdom. You value independence enough to protect it, but mobility support begins before you ever step outside. Inside the home, thoughtful adjustments guard against falls and encourage free movement. Non-slip rugs, or better yet, bare floors reduce tripping hazards. Wide, uncluttered pathways invite you to move without sidestepping piles of newspapers or unnecessary furniture. Good lighting, bright, even, and welcoming, guides you safely from bedroom to kitchen during late-night wanderings. Grab bars near the bathtub or beside a favorite reading chair offer subtle reassurance. Every small improvement adds up to a home that supports motion rather than discouraging it. Beyond equipment and environment, the greatest ally of mobility is your own body kept active. Muscles, tendons, and bones respond to use at any age. Gentle routines, morning stretches, a few minutes of balance practice, light strength training with resistance bands, nourish the body's capacity to move. Picture a quiet sunrise as you rotate your ankles, lift your arms overhead, and breathe deeply. These small rituals build stability that lasts all day. Consider George, a 79-year-old widower who once thought his hiking days were over. Encouraged by a local senior fitness class, he began with short walks around the block using a simple trekking pole. Months later, he was exploring wooded trails again, slower than before, but filled with the same youthful thrill. The pole isn't a crutch, he says. It's a passport. His story is a reminder that movement is not measured by speed or distance, but by the joy of participation. Transportation plays its role too. Reliable access to a car, a senior-friendly rideshare service, or a well-understood public transit route keeps the horizon wide. Some seniors schedule regular practice drives or take refresher courses to maintain confidence behind the wheel. Others form small ride-sharing circles with neighbors, transforming errands into social outings. The goal is never to surrender exploration because of logistics, and there is the simple pleasure of walking itself. Walking is meditation in motion, a rhythm that steadies the mind and strengthens the heart. Each step massages the bones, wakes the muscles, and clears the fog from thoughts. Whether along a bustling city street or a quiet garden path, walking invites you to remain a participant in the great dance of the world. Mobility, then, is not a single device or habit, but a philosophy. It says, I will meet life where it happens. I will keep the door to adventure propped open. I will not allow age to shrink my map. With thoughtful aids, a home designed for safety, a body maintained with gentle discipline, and a mindset that values movement as much as breath, you protect not just your ability to get from place to place, but your right to experience the full breadth of life. Essential 3. A home that protects and nurtures. Home is more than a roof and walls. It is the living vessel of your independence. After 70, when living alone becomes a chosen rhythm, your dwelling transforms into both a sanctuary and a silent companion. It needs to be safe, yes, but also to nourish the senses and welcome the soul. The right home embraces you like a trusted friend, one that knows when to offer support and when to step back and let you breathe. Safety is the invisible heartbeat of such a home. It begins with light, generous, layered illumination that erases shadows and sharpens every corner. Soft pools of light in hallways guide midnight journeys without harsh glare. Motion sensor lamps by the bed answer your footsteps without fumbling for a switch. In the bathroom, where slippery surfaces wait, grab bars stand ready like quiet sentinels. Non-slip mats underfoot, sturdy railings on stairways, and smoke and carbon monoxide detectors that whisper their vigilance. All these small guardians knit together into a net of security. But safety is only the beginning. A nurturing home should also delight. It is the smell of morning coffee drifting through an uncluttered kitchen. It is the warm touch of a favorite blanket draped across a well-loved chair. After decades of possessions, this is the moment to curate rather than collect, to surround yourself only with what sparks recognition and comfort. Each photograph on the wall becomes a portal to memory. Each plant on the sill adds a breath of living green. Even the choice of color, soft earth tones, cheerful yellows, or calm ocean blues, can lift the spirit and steady the heart. Technology, when chosen with care, becomes another layer of quiet support. A simple video doorbell allows you to greet visitors without rushing. A smart thermostat keeps rooms comfortably warm on winter mornings and cool on summer afternoons. Voice-activated assistants can play your favorite music, remind you of medication times, or call for help if needed, all without demanding constant attention. These are not gadgets for gadgetry's sake. They are tools of reassurance, letting you focus on living rather than worrying. Think of Eleanor, 76, who transformed her small apartment into a place of gentle joy. She replaced heavy curtains with sheer panels that invite daylight. She donated seldom-used furniture, leaving wide paths from room to room. She placed fresh herbs by the kitchen window, so the scent of basil and mint greets her every time she cooks. "I wanted my home to breathe with me," she says. The result is not only safer, but also more alive, a space that celebrates her independence. The home that nurtures also invites others in. A small dining table set for company, a cozy corner for reading aloud with grandchildren, or a balcony with chairs for shared sunsets turns solitude into welcome. Even if visitors come rarely, the readiness itself is a declaration. Relationships remain central, and the door is always open. Seasonal rituals strengthen the bond between person and place. Changing decor with the months, planting bulbs in spring, stringing lights in winter, these acts keep time tangible and joyful. They remind you that your home is part of a living world, not a static shelter. Ultimately, a home that protects and nurtures tells you each morning, you are safe, you are valued, and you are free. It shelters not just your body, but your memories, dreams, and unfolding story. In its rooms, you find both refuge and inspiration, a base from which to step into the wider world and to which you can gladly return. Essential 4. Reliable health care and emergency readiness. Health is the quiet engine of independence. After 70, the body speaks more insistently, and living alone means you are the first and most important listener. Reliable health care and a clear plan for emergencies are not just practical concerns. They are the foundation of freedom. They allow you to greet each morning with confidence instead of worry. Reliable care begins with a relationship, a primary doctor or nurse practitioner who knows your history, your medications, and your preferences. A good clinician is like a steady compass. They understand that your goal is not simply to live, but to live well, and they help you navigate the complex landscape of aging with clarity and respect. Regular checkups become conversations rather than chores, chances to catch small issues before they become storms. But healthcare after 70 stretches far beyond the doctor's office. It includes a personal map of resources, the nearest urgent care clinic, the pharmacy that delivers, the neighbor who can drive you to an appointment if needed. These details, written clearly and kept near the phone or on the refrigerator, transform fear into preparedness. In an emergency, minutes matter, and preparation turns panic into action. Technology can be a gentle ally. A smartphone with large icons, a wearable medical alert pendant, or a smartwatch that monitors heart rate and can call for help all extend a safety net without intruding on daily life. These devices are not signs of fragility. They are silent partners standing guard while you live freely. Some can even remind you to take medication, track blood pressure, or connect you to family with a single tap. Medication management is its own quiet art. A weekly pill organizer, clearly labeled and refilled on the same day each week, prevents confusion. Setting alarms or using a simple checklist brings peace of mind. If a new prescription is added, take a moment to ask questions: how it interacts with other medicines, what side effects to expect. Knowledge is empowerment. Consider Henry, an 81-year-old gardener who lives alone in the countryside. After a mild stroke, he worked with his doctor and daughter to build a layered plan. A list of emergency contacts posted in the kitchen, a smartwatch with fall detection, and a small lockbox by the front door for paramedics to access if he cannot answer. These simple steps mean he can keep tending his beloved roses without constant worry. I feel like I have invisible helpers, he says, so I can keep doing what I love. Equally important is preventive care, balanced meals, moderate exercise, regular screenings, vaccinations, and attention to mental health. A daily walk doubles as heart protection and mood booster. Mindful breathing or brief meditation eases stress and lowers blood pressure. Good sleep becomes medicine in itself, repairing and strengthening the body. Healthcare is also about communication. Share your plans with a trusted friend or relative. Make sure someone knows where your important documents are: medical directives, insurance information, a list of allergies. Independence does not mean secrecy. It means wise openness so that help can reach you if you need it. Ultimately, reliable healthcare and emergency readiness offer more than physical safety. They provide the deep comfort of knowing you can face whatever comes. With a thoughtful network of professionals, neighbors, technology, and self-knowledge, you protect your autonomy and give yourself the priceless gift of peace. Each day becomes less about fear of the unexpected and more about embracing the moments that truly matter. Essential 5. Nourishing food and joyful eating. Food is more than fuel. It is memory, comfort, celebration, and daily medicine. After 70, when the body's rhythms change and you live alone by choice or circumstance, the way you nourish yourself becomes a central act of self-care. Eating well is not simply about extending life. It is about savoring it. The metabolism slows with age, muscles naturally lose some of their youthful density, and the senses of taste and smell may shift. Yet these changes invite a new relationship with food, one built on attentiveness and pleasure rather than hurry. Fresh fruits and vegetables, vibrant with color and nutrients, protect against inflammation and keep the mind alert. Lean proteins, fish, beans, eggs, tender chicken, preserve precious muscle. Whole grains provide steady energy. Healthy fats from olives, nuts, and avocados keep joints supple and skin radiant. Each meal becomes a small investment in continued freedom. But nourishment begins long before the first bite. It starts at the market, where the ritual of choosing food can be a quiet joy. Picture a Saturday morning stroll through a farmer's market. The scent of basil in the air, the clink of baskets, the warm exchange of recipes with the vendor who remembers your name. Shopping with intention transforms errands into social connection and gentle exercise. Cooking, too, is an art that feeds more than the body. Preparing a meal for yourself affirms that you are worth the effort. A simple soup of seasonal vegetables, a fragrant stir-fry, a loaf of bread kneaded by hand, all carry the satisfaction of creation. For those days when energy runs low, a freezer stocked with wholesome soups or a community meal service ensures you never sacrifice nutrition. Even reheating a lovingly made dish can feel like receiving a gift from your past self. Consider May, a 72-year-old widow who found herself skipping meals after her husband passed. Friends encouraged her to join a local cooking club for seniors. Once a week, she now experiments with recipes from around the world, laughing with new companions over pots of simmering curry or trays of baked salmon. Cooking together brought back my appetite for life, she says. Food, shared or solitary, can indeed awaken the spirit. Hydration deserves equal care. With age, the thirst signal dulls, making it easy to forget water. A carafe on the counter or a favorite glass kept by your side serves as a gentle reminder. Herbal teas, clear broths, and water-rich fruits add variety while keeping the body refreshed. Eating well also means eating safely. Keep a small thermometer in the refrigerator to ensure proper temperatures. Label leftovers with dates, and avoid foods that no longer sit comfortably with your digestion. These simple habits guard against illness and maintain confidence in your independence. And then there is the joy of the table itself. Even when dining alone, set a place. Use the nice plate. Light a candle. Play music. These small rituals turn mealtime into an event, a celebration of the day's effort and the life you continue to shape. When friends or family visit, the same table can expand to welcome them, reminding everyone that your home is alive with warmth. Ultimately, nourishing food is both sustenance and story. Each ingredient carries echoes of seasons past, of family traditions, of personal creativity. To eat with care is to honor the journey that brought you here and to give your body the strength to keep moving forward. Living alone after 70 becomes richer and more secure when every meal is approached not as a chore, but as a daily ceremony of vitality and gratitude. Essential 6. Financial clarity and peace of mind. Money may seem like a practical topic, yet after 70, it quietly shapes nearly every part of living alone. Financial clarity is not about amassing wealth. It is about understanding and confidence. The calm knowledge that bills are paid, choices are deliberate, and tomorrow holds no hidden traps. When you can trust your finances, you free mental energy for everything that makes life worth living. Begin with simplicity. Decades of bank statements, old credit cards, and forgotten subscriptions can tangle into a web of confusion. Set aside a calm afternoon to gather every account, every recurring expense, and every source of income. Pensions, Social Security, investments, part-time work. Lay them out clearly on paper or in a digital spreadsheet. Seeing the entire picture at once can feel like opening a window to fresh air. Patterns emerge, expenses that can be trimmed, small leaks that can be sealed, opportunities to save without sacrifice. Automatic payments can become quiet allies. By scheduling utilities, insurance premiums, and regular charitable gifts to deduct automatically, you remove the stress of missed due dates and late fees. It is like setting a gentle rhythm that continues even when you are busy with more joyful pursuits. For added security, consider using a separate account dedicated to these recurring bills so the funds are always ready. Budgeting, once dreaded as a restraint, becomes liberating. A simple monthly plan, perhaps divided into essentials, pleasures, and savings, acts not as a cage but as a compass. Knowing exactly what portion of income is reserved for groceries, for hobbies, for unexpected repairs lets you spend on small luxuries without guilt. A favorite cafe visit, a new book, a ticket to a community concert all become sweeter when you know they fit comfortably within your means. Professional guidance can offer profound peace. A trusted financial advisor, preferably one experienced with retirees, can review investments, explain tax implications, and suggest ways to protect assets. Even a single annual meeting can prevent costly mistakes and ensure that your plans align with changing laws and personal goals. For those wary of formal advisors, a financially savvy family member or close friend can provide a second pair of eyes, someone to double-check statements, or help navigate unfamiliar paperwork. Consider also the quiet but crucial matter of legal preparedness, a will, a healthcare proxy, and powers of attorney. These documents speak when you cannot, protecting your wishes and sparing loved ones unnecessary stress. Far from morbid, they are gifts of clarity and love. Let's picture Rosa, a 78-year-old artist who once kept her savings scattered across several small accounts and envelopes of cash. After a confusing month of misplaced bills, she spent a weekend with her daughter consolidating everything into one clear system. A single checking account, a separate savings account, automatic bill pay, and a bright red binder containing all essential documents. "I feel lighter," she said afterward, "like someone turned down the background noise in my mind." That quiet is exactly what financial clarity offers. Insurance deserves a careful glance as well. Health, home, life, and, if appropriate, long-term care. Reviewing policies annually ensures coverage remains adequate without unnecessary overlap. Sometimes a small adjustment, like raising a deductible or bundling policies, saves money without sacrificing protection. And while independence is priceless, sharing knowledge with trusted family members builds resilience. Make sure at least one person knows where to find account numbers, passwords, and legal papers. Independence does not mean secrecy. It means thoughtful transparency, so help can arrive swiftly if illness or travel keeps you away. Financial clarity ultimately provides more than numbers on a page. It provides a sense of grounded freedom, the ability to say yes to a weekend trip, a class at the community center, or a spontaneous dinner with a friend without the dull ache of worry. With a clear plan, living alone after 70 becomes not a tightrope of uncertainty, but a wide, well-lit path where each step is confident and sure. Essential 7. Lifelong mental stimulation and curiosity. The body needs movement to remain strong, and so does the mind. After 70, mental stimulation is not a luxury or a pastime, it is a lifeline. An active brain keeps memory sharp, decision-making confident, and moods buoyant. Just as importantly, curiosity makes every morning feel like a doorway instead of a dead end. Think of the mind as a living garden. When watered with new ideas and challenged with unfamiliar experiences, it blossoms. When neglected, weeds of boredom and forgetfulness creep in. Neuroscientists call this neuroplasticity, the brain's remarkable ability to form new connections at any age. Each time you learn a skill, solve a puzzle, or explore a fresh subject, you are quite literally rewiring yourself for vitality. Books remain one of the simplest, richest sources of mental exercise. Whether you prefer the smell of paper or the convenience of an e-reader, reading demands focus and imagination. Novels carry you to other eras and landscapes. Biographies let you live many lives. Well-crafted essays sharpen critical thinking. Some older adults create a ritual of reading aloud to themselves, savoring the rhythm of language while strengthening memory through repetition. But stimulation does not stop at silent pages. Conversation, deep, engaged, surprising conversation, stirs the intellect like nothing else. A spirited debate at a community center, a philosophy club meeting, or even a friendly argument about a film with a grandchild ignites parts of the brain that solitary study cannot reach. Sharing ideas invites new perspectives and keeps the social world vibrant. Learning a new skill provides perhaps the most powerful workout. Imagine picking up a musical instrument for the first time at 72, fingers finding awkward chords that gradually become smooth melody. Or tackling a new language, starting with simple greetings and building to full conversations with neighbors from another culture. These pursuits combine memory, coordination, and perseverance, mental cross-training of the highest order. Technology, once intimidating, now offers endless classrooms at your fingertips. Free online courses in history, astronomy, or art appreciation allow you to roam the world of knowledge from your favorite armchair. Video lectures, interactive forums, and virtual museum tours shrink the globe and prove that curiosity has no expiration date. Even social media, used mindfully, can connect you to interest groups where strangers become collaborators in shared fascinations. Consider Harold, a 75-year-old former mechanic who always loved stargazing but never studied astronomy formally. With a modest telescope and a few online courses, he began charting constellations and tracking planetary movements. "Every night the sky teaches me something new," he says. "I feel like an explorer again." His story illustrates that mental adventure can be as expansive as the universe itself. Creative expression provides another dimension of stimulation. Painting, sculpting, woodworking, quilting, or digital photography invite the senses and the intellect to collaborate. There is no pressure for perfection. The simple act of transforming raw materials into something beautiful or useful nourishes problem-solving and ignites pride. Puzzles and games, crosswords, Sudoku, chess are valuable too, but they shine brightest when balanced with these larger quests for meaning and novelty. A morning crossword can become the gentle warm-up before a day of grander intellectual exploration. Mental stimulation is also protective. Studies consistently show that lifelong learning lowers the risk of cognitive decline. But beyond science, curiosity keeps life delicious. When you wake with the excitement of a new class, a half-finished poem, or a telescope waiting for the night sky, solitude turns into opportunity rather than emptiness. In truth, lifelong curiosity is not about warding off age. It is about embracing the eternal child within. The world remains vast, and you remain a participant in its endless unfolding. Living alone after 70 becomes a daily expedition when the mind stays open, agile, and hungry for wonder. Essential 8. Reliable transportation and freedom of movement. Independence after 70 is not defined by how far you can walk, but by how far you can go. Reliable transportation is the invisible bridge between your home and the larger world, and it quietly supports nearly every other essential of living alone. Without it, companionship, cultural events, doctor visits, even a simple trip to buy fresh food can slip beyond reach. With it, your horizon stays wide and your life remains your own. For many, driving continues to be a trusted ally. A familiar car, well-maintained and suited to current abilities, represents freedom and spontaneity. Yet safe driving after 70 is less about age than about awareness. Honest self-assessment, vision checks, reaction time tests, and frank conversations with your doctor ensures that you remain confident behind the wheel. Modern vehicles with features like lane departure alerts, backup cameras, and automatic braking can extend safe driving years while easing stress. Regular maintenance, tires, brakes, lights, becomes more than routine. It is a ritual of independence. But transportation need not rely solely on your own steering wheel. Public transit, once seen as a second choice, can be a source of discovery and community. A city bus or light rail line turns errands into small adventures. Many municipalities offer senior discounts or even free rides, making exploration affordable. Riding with neighbors you meet along the route adds unexpected social moments, shared smiles over a morning newspaper, conversations about the best market stalls, quiet companionship as the city slides by. Community and volunteer ride services fill another vital role. Programs such as senior shuttles or nonprofit driver networks often operate with remarkable kindness, offering door-to-door assistance for medical appointments, grocery runs, or cultural outings. These services erase the anxiety of scheduling and ensure that even on days when driving feels daunting, participation in the wider world remains effortless. Walking and cycling, when physically possible, remain timeless forms of movement. A sturdy pair of shoes and a well-fitted bicycle not only transport you, but also nourish body and spirit. A morning walk to a local cafe, a gentle ride through a quiet park, or a stroll to a neighborhood library blends exercise, fresh air, and chance encounters with friends and strangers alike. Consider also the growing network of modern solutions, rideshare apps, and on-demand car services. With a smartphone and a few taps, a safe, punctual ride can arrive at your door, eliminating parking worries and late-night treks across dark lots. Some seniors form small ride circles, sharing app skills and splitting costs, turning a practical service into a miniature social club. Freedom of movement is about more than logistics. It shapes the way you experience solitude. Knowing you can leave when you choose, whether for a scenic drive, a last-minute concert, or a simple grocery run, transforms your home from a potential cage into a peaceful retreat. Transportation becomes the thread that connects you to culture, friendship, healthcare, and the natural world. Take Daniel, 74, who reluctantly gave up his car after noticing slower reflexes. He feared his life would shrink. Instead, he discovered a lively routine of bus rides to the botanical garden, weekend train trips to nearby towns, and shared taxis with friends to evening lectures. I thought I'd lose freedom, he reflects. Instead, I found new routes to it. Reliable transportation is not merely about getting from point A to point B, it is about maintaining agency. It keeps your schedule your own, your friendships alive, and your spirit adventurous. With trustworthy ways to move through the world, living alone after 70 remains a chapter of exploration rather than confinement. Essential 9. Technology and connection without overwhelm. Technology is sometimes described as the great divide between generations, yet it can also be the great bridge. After 70, when you live alone, technology is less about gadgets and more about connection, staying close to loved ones, managing daily tasks with ease, and opening windows to a world of ideas. The key is to invite technology into your life as a helpful companion, not a demanding master. The first step is to see devices not as intimidating strangers, but as tools you control. A simple tablet or smartphone, chosen for clarity and ease of use, can transform communication. Video calls bring grandchildren's laughter into your living room. Group chats keep you woven into family conversations across time zones. Text messages and photos arrive instantly, collapsing distance and making ordinary days feel shared. But technology is more than a phone screen. Smart speakers respond to gentle voice commands, turning on lights, playing music, or reminding you to take medication. Wearable fitness trackers count your steps, monitor heart rate, and even alert someone if you fall. Tablets hold endless libraries of books and music. Online banking simplifies bill paying, freeing you from tedious trips or stacks of paper. Each device can quietly return hours of time and energy to you. The challenge, of course, is avoiding overwhelm. Notifications can scatter attention. Endless scrolling can steal precious hours. Here, mindfulness matters. Begin with only the tools that serve a clear purpose. Customize settings to silence unnecessary alerts. Create tech-free rituals, an evening walk, a morning cup of tea, an hour of reading, so that screens enhance life rather than crowd it. Learning new technology can feel daunting, but curiosity softens fear. Community centers, libraries, and senior tech workshops offer friendly classes where patience is abundant. Younger relatives often delight in teaching, and these lessons become small acts of love. "Show me how you send those emojis," you might say with a smile, turning what could be frustration into shared laughter. Security is part of confidence. Use strong, unique passwords and a trusted password manager. Enable two-step verification where possible. These habits, simple once learned, create a quiet shield around your digital life. They ensure that technology remains a door you choose to open, never a window for intrusion. Technology also brings art, culture, and learning within arm's reach. Virtual museum tours, live-streamed concerts, and global lecture series let you roam far beyond your neighborhood. You can wander the Louvre before breakfast, attend a Tokyo Symphony at lunchtime, and join a poetry reading in New York after dinner, all without leaving your favorite chair. For the curious soul, this is not mere entertainment. It is freedom. Consider Eleanor, 79, who once resisted all devices beyond her landline. When her niece gifted her a tablet preloaded with a single app for video calls, she reluctantly agreed to try it. Soon, she was swapping recipes with a cousin in Ireland, attending online painting classes, and reading library ebooks in adjustable large print. "It's like someone added new rooms to my house," she says. Rooms filled with people and ideas. Yet technology's greatest gift may be subtle, the reassurance that help is never far away. A single tap can summon a ride, order groceries, or alert emergency services. This quiet safety net allows independence to flourish. You remain the author of your days, confident that assistance is there if needed. Ultimately, technology after 70 is not about keeping pace with youth. It is about expanding the present, maintaining connection, discovering art and knowledge, and simplifying tasks so you can focus on what matters most. Used with intention, it becomes a loyal ally, linking solitude to the endless conversation of the world. Essential 10. A sense of purpose and daily meaning. Purpose is the invisible heartbeat of a fulfilled life. After 70, when the calendar may hold fewer obligations and the house grows quieter, a clear sense of meaning becomes as vital as food or air. It steadies each morning, gives shape to each evening, and keeps the mind alive with anticipation. Without it, the days can blur into a colorless routine. With it, solitude becomes fertile ground for growth. Purpose does not have to be grand. It can be a quiet promise to nurture a garden, to write a memoir, to mentor a grandchild, to care for a beloved pet. These goals, humble or ambitious, are like lanterns that light the path forward. They remind you that your presence matters, that you continue to contribute to the great human story. For many, volunteering offers a profound source of meaning. Whether reading to children at a local library, serving meals at a community kitchen, or assisting at an animal shelter, these acts of service create tangible ripples of good. Each hour spent helping others strengthens the belief that age is not decline, but contribution. It forges friendships, too, weaving you into a network of people who share compassion and energy. Creative pursuits also nourish purpose. Writing a family history preserves stories that might otherwise fade. Painting, composing music, or crafting with wood transforms time into tangible beauty. Even small daily projects, a poem a day, a single sketch, a carefully tended bonsai tree, become meditations of significance. They assert that the present moment holds infinite possibilities. Spiritual exploration can deepen meaning, whether through prayer, meditation, or quiet walks in nature. Connecting to something larger than the self brings a calm clarity. Some find purpose in joining a faith community, others in silent contemplation beneath open sky. The form matters less than the feeling of belonging to a vast and mysterious whole. Relationships are equally powerful. Purpose often blooms in the soil of love and care, supporting a friend through illness, offering wisdom to younger relatives, or simply being the person who remembers birthdays and listens without judgment. Acts of attention and kindness, though small, affirm the enduring value of your life. Consider Samuel, 73, who spent decades as an engineer before retiring. At first, the absence of deadlines left him restless. Then he began mentoring local high school robotics teams, guiding students through intricate builds and cheering their competitions. I thought I was giving them my experience, he reflects, but they gave me back my excitement for the world. Purpose flows both ways, nourishing giver and receiver alike. Purpose also provides resilience. When health challenges arise or loneliness whispers, a clearly held goal steadies the heart. It reminds you that even on difficult days, there is work worth doing, connections worth tending, beauty worth noticing. Studies show that older adults who feel a strong sense of meaning enjoy better mental health, sharper cognition, and even longer lives. Purpose does not have to be discovered all at once. It can be cultivated slowly, like a garden that reveals its shape over seasons. Begin by asking gentle questions. What brings me alive? Where do I feel most useful? What legacy would I like to leave? Let the answers shift and grow with time. Sometimes the smallest, quietest aim, a daily letter to a friend, a vow to watch each sunrise for a month, opens the door to something profound. Ultimately, a sense of purpose is less about grand achievement than about the daily choice to care. It is the understanding that your presence, your attention, and your love continue to matter deeply. Living alone after 70 becomes luminous when each morning greets you with a reason to rise, to move, to give, and to create. Essential 11. Joyful movement and physical vitality. Movement is life. After 70, when the body carries decades of experience, joyful physical activity becomes the quiet engine of independence. It is not about punishing workouts or youthful competition. It is about inhabiting your body with pleasure and confidence, about feeling capable of rising from a chair, climbing a hill, dancing to a favorite song. Vitality is not measured by speed or distance, but by the steady rhythm of motion that keeps muscles strong, joints supple, and spirits bright, gentle. Regular exercise protects everything you value: heart health, balance, mental clarity, and mood. Walking remains the simplest and most accessible practice. A brisk morning stroll through your neighborhood awakens muscles and senses alike. Each step strengthens bones, improves circulation, and invites chance encounters with neighbors or the soothing company of birdsong. Some older adults treat their daily walk as a moving meditation, a time to notice the play of light and shadow, the changing sense of the seasons. Stretching and flexibility work provide another essential layer. Simple routines drawn from yoga or Tai Chi improve balance and reduce the risk of falls. These practices teach harmony between breath and movement, fostering calm even as they gently challenge the body. Many community centers and online classes cater specifically to seniors, ensuring guidance that honors individual abilities. Strength training, often overlooked, becomes more important with age. Light hand weights, resistance bands, or even bodyweight exercises like chair squats and wall push-ups preserve muscle mass and bone density. A few sessions a week can mean the difference between dependence and self-reliance. Lifting groceries with ease, rising from the floor without strain, carrying laundry without fear of injury. For those who prefer companionship, small group classes create motivation and laughter. Joyful movement also thrives in unexpected forms. Dancing, whether in a formal class or alone in the living room, elevates heart rate and spirit alike. Gardening offers both resistance and rhythm, bending and reaching while nurturing beauty. Swimming provides buoyant resistance that strengthens without stress on joints, the water cradling you in weightless freedom. Listen to your body as a trusted guide. Some days invite a vigorous walk. Others call for gentle stretching. Consistency matters more than intensity. Celebrate what you can do rather than mourn what has changed. Every motion, no matter how small, whispers to the body, I am alive, I am capable, I belong in this world. Nutrition and rest work hand in hand with movement. Adequate protein supports muscle repair. Hydration keeps joints smooth. Restful sleep allows tissues to heal and energy to return. Together, these habits form a circle of vitality where each supports the other. Consider Maria, 71, who once dreaded exercise after a minor fall. With encouragement from a local senior center, she began a simple Tai Chi class. Weeks turned into months. Her confidence grew. Now I walk to class without my cane, she says, eyes bright. I feel younger not because of numbers, but because I trust my body again. Her story is not unique. Movement repeatedly proves its quiet power to restore freedom. Ultimately, joyful movement is an act of celebration, not obligation. It is dancing to an old record while soup simmers on the stove, stretching as sunlight streams through morning windows, taking the long way home because the day feels good. It is saying yes to life with every step, every reach, every breath. Living alone after 70 becomes a vibrant adventure when the body is treated not as a fragile relic but as a beloved companion, capable of delight. Essential 12. Emotional resilience and the art of contentment. Emotional resilience is the quiet strength that lets you meet each day, whatever it brings, with steadiness and grace. After 70, when living alone presents both freedoms and unforeseen challenges, cultivating this inner steadiness becomes as important as nourishing the body or sharpening the mind. It is the difference between merely getting through the years and inhabiting them with dignity and joy. Life's landscape inevitably shifts. Friends may relocate or pass on, health may fluctuate, the world itself may feel unfamiliar. Yet within you lies a deep reservoir of adaptability, built from decades of experience. Resilience is not denial of pain. It is the ability to feel it fully and still choose hope. It is the calm voice that says, I have survived change before. I can do so again. One way to nurture resilience is through the practice of acceptance. This is not resignation but a clear-eyed embrace of reality. Instead of clinging to what once was, you honor what is. Each wrinkle, each silver strand of hair, each quiet evening alone becomes a testament to a life lived fully. Acceptance allows you to release unnecessary struggle and discover peace in the present moment. Gratitude strengthens this practice. Begin or end each day by naming 3 things, large or small, for which you are thankful. The scent of morning coffee, a letter from a friend, the memory of a loved one's laughter. This simple ritual rewires the mind toward appreciation and steadies it against fear. Scientific studies consistently show that gratitude enhances mood, reduces stress, and fosters a lasting sense of well-being. Connection, even in solitude, is another pillar of resilience. Regularly reaching out to friends, family, or neighbors, whether by phone, message, or a shared walk, nourishes the heart. When direct contact isn't possible, acts of kindness, sending a card, supporting a cause, offering encouragement online, create invisible bonds that sustain both giver and receiver. Mindfulness and meditation offer practical tools for emotional balance. Just a few minutes of quiet breathing, noticing the rhythm of inhale and exhale, can soften anxiety and clear the mind. Guided meditations, gentle yoga, or simply sitting with a cup of tea and observing the play of light across the room can return you to the steady ground of the present. Creative expression, too, fortifies the spirit. Writing in a journal, painting, playing music, or tending a garden transforms emotion into beauty. It gives voice to feelings that words sometimes cannot capture and turns solitude into a space of discovery rather than loneliness. Consider June, 78, who found herself adrift after the loss of her lifelong partner. At first, the silence of her home felt unbearable. But through a local grief support group and a daily practice of gratitude journaling, she gradually uncovered new rhythms. "I still miss him every day," she says, "but I've learned to hold the sadness and the joy side by side. Both are part of my love." Her journey exemplifies resilience, not the absence of sorrow, but the courage to carry it and keep living. Faith, for those who are inclined, can also provide deep comfort. Whether through organized religion, private prayer, or a simple reverence for the mysteries of nature, a spiritual perspective often offers a wider context for life's changes. It reminds you that your story is part of something vast and enduring. Finally, self-compassion underlies every aspect of emotional resilience. Speak to yourself as you would to a dear friend. When mistakes happen or health falters, respond with patience and kindness rather than harsh judgment. This gentle inner dialogue fosters strength far more enduring than any outer armor. Contentment, the quiet companion of resilience, arises from this blend of acceptance, gratitude, connection, and self-compassion. It is not complacency, but the clear realization that the present moment, exactly as it is, holds its own completeness. When you taste the sweetness of a ripe peach, listen to a favorite song, or watch evening light settle across your garden, you recognize that nothing more is required to feel whole. Emotional resilience does not eliminate life's storms. It teaches you to bend gracefully in their wind and to stand tall when the skies clear. It transforms living alone after 70 from a test of endurance into an unfolding journey, one where every breath is a quiet triumph, every sunrise a gift, and every day a testament to the enduring strength of the human spirit. Closing reflection. As we reach the end of these 13 essentials, the picture of a vibrant life after 70 emerges with luminous clarity. Companionship and community, a home that shelters and welcomes. Reliable healthcare, nourishing food, financial confidence. Mental curiosity, freedom of movement. Technology that connects without overwhelming. A profound sense of purpose, joyful movement. And emotional resilience, all weave together into a single tapestry. Living alone does not mean living small. It means living deliberately, with awareness and grace, shaping each day as an artist shapes clay. Your years have given you wisdom. Your choices now give you freedom. Whether you are tending a garden, learning a language, or simply savoring the quiet of a morning sunrise, you remain the author of your story. May this journey into the essentials of thriving after 70 remind you of your strength, your beauty, and your endless capacity for joy.